guys, TJ here from Hyper Coliseum. Welcome back to another Members First deck profile. This week we are bringing you Lucemon. First things first, this video should be airing on like Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I don't remember all of the holidays. I am very stupid. I know I'm stupid. I was gonna say a holiday, but then I can't remember if that's the day it is, and I don't want to be insensitive. But anyways, happy holidays to everybody. Hope everyone's having a good time with your family, your friends, your loved ones. And if you're by yourself, well, then that's okay too. Maybe just have a chill day. Hopefully you have the day off and you're just, you're enjoying your times. If you don't celebrate the holidays, I just hope you're having a good day. Anyways, enough of me rambling about that stuff like a dumb, silly little bald guy. So today I'm bringing you guys a Lucemon deck profile. I know the requests were for like a Christmas themed deck or were for like something that was like Ben's like Mirage list. But we had Lucemon requested a while back, so I figured I'd finally do it. And Ben's wanting to save his list for like after Nat stuff because he's been grinding like crazy. Every night he is practicing with other people that have all won regionals and stuff like that. And he's going hard. He's going really hard. So he doesn't want to like give his list out until like after he's finished, because we might bump into a fair few number of you all. And he doesn't want his list to get leaked prior to the competition stuff, which I think is smart and a good decision. And for Christmas themed stuff, I couldn't think of anything. I know there was like that Christmas Birds deck that was running around like forever ago, and I thought about some goofy stuff with Medieval Gallant that we currently have, but nothing really meshed or just made sense or like it would, like it would do well as a video. So I was like, toss it out. Let's just do Lucemon. You know what? I mean, in terms of Christmas, angels, stuff like that. That fits, right? Don't ignore the fact that he's a fallen angel, but he's there. Anyways, so before we jump into the profile, though, to stop me from yapping, thank you guys so much for being members. If you're seeing this early, hopefully you guys are still enjoying all this stuff. Honestly, we're running out of decks to do at this point. We're looking forward to EX8 so much, just to get some more fresh blood into the pool. If you're watching this when it's going live to the public, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. If you are, please don't forget to like and subscribe like our videos and subscribe to the channel. It helps us and the algorithm give us a little oomph that we very much appreciate. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the profile here. So starting off with our a little Digitama, our level 2s. We're running 4 copies of the BT16 Cupimon. Also, sorry, I know this isn't my usual deck profile format. I am sort of, as you can see, today's been a lazy day for me. I've been having back problems all day, and it's been a busy, hectic holiday stuff. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just do something a bit easier on myself, editing wise. So hopefully it still looks pretty good. I think DigimonCard.app is a fantastic website for deck building stuff, and they have a good setup. So anyways, 4 copies of this Cupimon. On deletion, trash a card in your hand, gain a memory. Just good card. It's a fantastic egg. You can evo over it with your PT9 or PT18 and your EX6 Lucemons for 5. So we like that. Moving on to level 3s. We run 1 copy of the old BT4 Secret Lucy, who has on play recover 1, and then all turns can only digivolve into cards with Lucemon in their name. Just a good card. I mostly run this as a one-of just for the off times that you get to play it off of some of your security effects from certain option cards that we run, along with Truby Ace that you can see in the profile there as well. It's just a nice card to be able to slam down, just recover 1, just give yourself that little bit of extra oomph to help you stay in the game if for some reason you're starting to run low, if your opponent's really pushing aggression on you early. Because you do pay a lot of memory with this deck, so that is the one thing I am running there. Moving on, we run 4 copies of the BT18 Lucemon, who has started your main phase on play. Trash a card in your hand, and then your opponent may trash top card of the top security card. If they don't trash, or if this effect didn't trash in general, so if there's nothing to trash, you recover 1. Pretty good. It's kind of insane for a rookie. There's so many times where this is kind of like my optimal like evo in the back and then push up, start of main. I either just recover 1 or I burn my opponent for 1. Without even swinging, which is just really nice. It's really cool. And then end of your turn, once per turn, you can place one of your level 6 Digimon on top of your security stack. By placing one of your level 6 Digimon. This Digimon may digivolve into Lucemon Chaos mode in your trash without paying the cost. Keep in mind it's in the trash, not in the hand. I have made this mistake when I was first learning the deck that I'm sure you probably might have seen in some of our earlier videos because I am a goofball. Moving on from that, we run 4 copies of the EX6 Lucemon. who basically, when this card would be played, if you don't have a level 5 or lower Digimon, you can reduce the play cost by 5, so it's a 5-drop, which is pretty good. And then on play, start of your main phase, you can reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angels. 3 Great Angels or 7 Great Demon Lords trait among them to your hand, and then trash the rest. This card's very good for setting up your trash with all your Chaos modes and other Lucemon cards. It's also just, you know, good cycle, good search. We like to do it. Can search other Lucemons, can search all your Chaos modes, can search your Shadow Seraphis that are in the deck. Your Trubimon Trubimon Ace. No, yeah, Trubimon Ace because it's a 3 Great Angel. So yeah, you get all your different pieces pretty much off of this guy, except for like you can't grab like your Lucemon Satan modes or your larvas. Those do unfortunately go to trash because they are not considered 7 Great Demon Lords. They are just Demon Lords, and I think larva's actually Demon God. But anyways, so that's it for the Lucemons that we run there. Moving on, we run Uko package. I run 3 BT16, 1 promo. I've thought about running just 4 BT16 and dropping the promo, but sometimes the promo is just nice to have for that extra memory gain, and if you see it early, like, you can just kind of high roll your opponent. I'm not going to go over too much about those cards. They're Ukomons, they're good cards, they're good consistency pieces, especially for a deck that, you know, you're not evoing or building stacks in the back that often, and you do it enough to where they are relevant because they still hatch your egg anyways, so good cards. Moving on, no level 4s. We don't really need them. If I was gonna run anything, like maybe run like, I don't know, Porcupa or something like that. There's a couple of like weird little techie level 4s you can run to like do certain things with, like interact with your opponent's trash or to get rid of floodgate rookies, but you don't really have many issues with those cards with this deck because you're kind of just doing what you want and you're putting the decision in your opponent's hands of like, do I want to keep my board state or what do I want to lose it? So that's it for that there. Level 5s, we run 4 copies of the BT18 Lucemon Chaos mode, who has on play when digivolving, your opponent may delete one of the Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete, you recover 1 and trash top card of your opponent's security stack. Very good. And then alternates once per turn when this Digimon will leave the battle area by trashing the bottom card of your security stack. It doesn't leave. So really good card, has the ability to kind of stick and stay on the board. And just gives your opponent the choice of, hey, do you want to delete something? Okay, you didn't do that. I'm going to recover 1 and you're going to burn yourself a security. Next up, we run 4 copies of the EX6 Lucemon Chaos mode, who has on play when digivolving. Same thing. Did I say on play on deletion earlier? I might have. My brain's cooked. Anyway, so on play when digivolving. Same thing as the BT18 Chaos mode as well, whether you give your opponent the option to delete something like a Tamer or a Digimon. If they don't, trash top card security, recover 1. But also has the other effect, which is this card is terrifying for so many decks. Where all turns, when this Digimon will leave the battle area by returning 1 Lucemon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards or from your trash to the bottom of the deck. You may play 1 Lucemon Satan mode or a level 6 Digimon card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait from your trash without paying the cost. So this means we can play our Leviamons, we can play our Satan modes, obviously. You can play your Lucemon X Antibodies. You just have so many abilities to be like, okay, yeah, if you're going to get rid of my big guy that is just really mean and bullying you, I'm going to go ahead and play out something else that's really big and can bully you. So it's very scary. It's a very good card for just helping you keep your board state, and all you need is just to have either Lucemon in your sources that you evoed over, or just one in your trash, which is not hard to do. We run enough Lucemon that the effect is usually live for him. So that's it for our level 5s. We don't run any of the old BT7 Lucemon Chaos mode. He's still a good card, but the way this deck interacts, you oftentimes just want to have these Chaos modes. Usually, the secondary effects are huge for them, be it protection or a means of floating into another body, right? And then it's just fun. Me personally, part of the reason why I love Lucemon so much is giving your opponent the choice of how they want to be set back is just so funny. It's such a mean thing to do, but it's so funny. But yeah, so that's it for Chaos mode there. Moving on from that, we run, in our level 6 lineup, 3 copies of Lucemon X Antibody. This card is amazing. It's so freaking cool. So all turns once per turn, when this Digimon will leave the battle area, if a card with Lucemon in its name is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, by trashing both top player security cards, it doesn't leave. Keep in mind, to keep him on board, you have to trash both top security cards. So if for some reason you don't have security, or your opponent doesn't have security, and then the other person does in this scenario, if you don't trash from both, he does not stay. You have to trash from both. Just something to keep in mind. And then end of your turn once per turn, and I always think this is a one digivolving effect. It's not. It's end of your turn, but usually you're probably gonna pass turn by the time when you go into him. It's rare that you'll keep turn when you do it, but just because how much memory you end up paying on a turn in general. And if your opponent's choking you effectively. But anyways, end of your turn, once per turn, your opponent may trash top security card. If this effect didn't trash, recover 1. And delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. So this one is basically forcing your opponent, hey, you need to take this burn damage. If you don't, I'm going to keep on getting buffer. And I'm going to go ahead and keep clearing your board. It's very, very good card. Very, very cool. The alt art is beautiful. Lord Dio in all of his glory. Looks amazing. But yeah, so we run him as a 3 of. I've thought about cutting him down to 2 to run more ace cards because he's really strong, but oftentimes, like, if your opponent whiteboards effectively, his effect can be kind of mid in terms of what it's popping because you're not really going to feel as much value out of it. But his ability to stay on the board and be annoying is really good. But you have to keep your sources, and there's so much source strip in the game now between Imperial and Haxablau running around everywhere. It's really hard. So that's one thing there. Moving on, we run 1 copy of Trubimon Ace, who has Alliance, Blast Digivolve stuff, yada yada. You guys are probably familiar with this card, but just in case you aren't, play when Digivolving, you play 1 level 4 or lower green or yellow Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for each of your other Digimon until the end of their turn. Don't be like me and think it includes him. Sometimes, because I have done that mistake many a time, and then I was like, oh wait, it's other. I'm stupid, and I was cheating. My bad. Because I don't read. Yep. Anyways, so. But yeah, very good card, very strong. Is a 3-grade angel, so it's searchable off of your EX6 Lucemon, and can ace over any of your Lucies, and then just can spit out another Lucemon that can then go into another chaos mode. You know, he's just good. He's a good card, and not a bad hard drop sometimes too. If you build a wide enough board just to nuke something, because DP reduction is very powerful. Moving on from that, we run 2 copies of Shadow Seraphimon Ace, who's also searchable off of EX6 Lucy, who has on play when Digivolving, Digivolve 3. One of your opponent's Digimon also just inherently has blocker, and then all turns once per turn when an attack targets change, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. Keep in mind, it's all turns once per turn whenever an attack target changes. So if they have collision, if they raid into you and force you to block something else, you can still minus the 5k on them. He's a very good piece for helping your bodies survive battle deletions. And the Digivolve 3 can just be really big on the Ace Evo, for just helping whatever you're Evoing over survive. It's very nice. It's very good. It's a very good card. There's a reason he's being run everywhere right now, because Shadow Seraphic Ace goes crazy for defensive capabilities. Moving on from that, we run 2 copies of the EX5 Leviamon. Simple enough. Sec +1. Big Gator. Big dog. Doing his thing. On top of the world. On play when Digivolving, if your opponent has as many Immortal Digimon and Tamers as you, delete one of your opponent's highest level Digimon. Then delete one of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. Keep in mind, people forget this all the time. But Leviamon deletes the lowest level regardless. He always deletes the lowest, your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. It's only the highest level thing that is dependent on them having as many or more total Digimon and Tamers as you. So just something to remember. And then also all turns, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain 1 memory for each Digimon deleted. Now keep in mind that keeps every Digimon that's deleted in that instance. So if you delete 5 Digimon in one single instance with a card, you're going to gain 5 memory, right? So it's not just like only gaining 1 for that instance. You're gaining 1 for each thing deleted, and it's all turns. It's not once per turn, so that activates whenever something's deleted all the time. It's very, very strong. It's a very good card. Moving on from him. He's kind of our ideal playoff target with our chaos mode, or EX6 chaos mode, whenever it would leave the board. He's just very good for kind of punishing your opponent and then wiping board and being a big gator to do some damage afterwards. Moving on from that, though, we run, to round out our level 6 lineup, we run 4 Lucemon Larvas. So this card's really cool. It's very interesting. So security effect is you can play 1 Lucemon from your trash without paying the cost. Keep in mind that's only Lucemon specifically, not Lucemon in name, so you can only play your level 3 Lucemons off this effect. And then in the breeding phase, all turns, when any of your Lucemon Satan modes would leave the battle area, by moving this Digimon to the battle area, it doesn't leave. So it's very good. You can play this to the breeding area with your Lucemon Satan mode on Evo. So it serves as just this sort of like backup protection. That's really nice. And I'm sure you're probably looking at it and going, oh, 0 DP. Shouldn't it be auto-deleted? Nope. Because all turns, while you have a non-white Digimon with Lucemon in its name, all of your 0 DP Digimon can't be deleted. So just a couple of clarifications with this. So you can hard slam this guy with any of your Lucemon on board. All you need is a Lucemon on board as long as it isn't another Lucemon larva, and he will not die. He can't be deleted in battle, so he's a very good target for like Shoto and stuff like that, because you can basically just make him this unkillable blocker who it doesn't matter, you know, whatever. He won't leave the board. is sort of your ideal target as a level 6 Digimon to put to the top of your security for your EX6 and BT18 Lucemon effects. There's been so many games, and this is usually my go-to play, where like turn 1, I'll Evo Lucemon from BT18 in the back. Turn 2, push up Lucy, trash a chaos mode off of the effect, force my opponent to burn, or you know, I recover, yada yada. And then I will just hard slam a larva, end of turn, put the larva into security, Evo into the chaos mode from trash. That is like probably one of your most bread and butter combos that you will do with this deck all the time. It's very good. It's very, very powerful. And I mean, he's just a good card. It's a good card to just kind of sit there and be annoying and do things and just sort of help you buff your security back up. And then also just spit things back out because you're putting it into security with Lucemon, and then you can go ahead and play Lucemons back out from trash. It's helpful. Moving on from that, rounding out the Digimon lineup with our level 7s, we run 3 copies of Lucemon Satan mode. I've thought about dropping this to 2 personally. He's a very powerful card, but does not do much because he does not have, or at least when he hits the board initially, because he doesn't have an on-play. He's only a 1 Digivolving, and he Digivolves for 6. So 1 Digivolving by playing Lucemon Larva from your trash to your empty breeding area without paying the cost. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, which is very good. It's very nice. And then end of all turns, once per turn, and end of all turns, mind you. Trash your opponent's top security card. If this effect didn't trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon and one of their Tamers. So the longer he just sits on board, he is just he's just constantly clearing your opponent's board and forcing things off. It's very, very good. It's very powerful. It's a good card. 16k DP baseline is also phenomenal for getting over a lot of other 15k level 7 bodies if they don't have a DP increase. It's at least very good for swinging into security because it means that there's very few things that you'll actually die to. It's nice. It's just a very good card, very powerful, and we like to use it. Moving on from that, moving to our Tamers, we run 4 copies of EX7 Shoto. I mean, it's just crazy. Start of main phase, opponent's Digimon gain a memory, end of turn, you can just suspend him, give something piercing blocker. The piercing doesn't matter, but being able to give blocker to your EX6 Lucemon Chaos modes is huge. Giving it to your Lucemon X antibodies can be really huge. I mean, giving it to any of your things, because you have just such high base DP values is really, really nice. And just helps you stay alive longer in the game because you definitely need that. You do not really you pay so much memory, your opponent can very quickly generate a board state, so you need to be ready to kind of defend yourself as much as you can, on top of recovering as much as you can, and while trashing their security where you can. Moving on from that, that's all up for our Tamers. We'll move on to our options. So options are kind of all over the place. I have them everywhere. So first things first, we run 1 copy of Heaven's Judgment. Enough said. Pretty much everything in our deck lets us neg up to 18k on something, which will delete most things. So it's a very good card, and we can very easily have even more colors than that on the board between white, purple, yellow, green, black. Like, we have so many different colors in this deck. It'd be silly not to run it. I only have it as a 1 of because there's so many other options that are really good for this deck that I'm still testing them out and swapping where I need to. I might take a few out, maybe put more of this in because it's just such a good board clear, or it's just such a good like single target nuke on something. But that's enough said for that. Moving on from that, we run 2 copies of 7th Divine Cruise. This is the brand new option for BT19 for Lucemon, where trash your turn when any of your Digimon Digivolve into a Lucemon X antibody. By returning this card to the bottom of deck, your opponent may trash the top security card. If this effect didn't trash, you recover 1, so that's very good. And then main, you can delete your opponent's Digimon until they have as many as you have security cards. If this effect deleted, recover 1. So it can kind of be like a comeback card where if they have you at 0 security and you have this in hand, you can play this, wipe their board, and then recover everything, like, for each thing deleted, recover up. So it's very, very helpful. And then security effect, you can play 1 Lucemon from your trash without paying the cost. Keep in mind that it's specifically Lucemon, so it has to be your level 3s, which means we can play like our BT4 and recover 1 off of it. Coming out of security, you can play your EX7, your BT18, the whole shindig, the whole caboodle. Moving on from that, we run 1 copy of Calling from the Darkness. Enough said. Delete something. Return up to 2 purple Digimon cards from your trash to your hand. We can actually use this on things like our Lucemon X Antibody or our Lucemon Chaos mode to kind of help force out either security trashing or force out, like, if we want to use this on our EX6 Chaos mode. And then play out a Leviamon after it would be cleared, because it doesn't care if it's by your own effect. It's just when it would leave the battle area. So Calling's pretty good here. Just, letting you just cycle things out for a cheaper cost and not having to rely on your opponent trying to clear the stack if they have a way of like swinging past it, and not having to worry about it. So good card there. Moving on from that, we run 2 copies of Dead or Alive, which is just main. Play 1 purple level 5 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. If there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you can play 1 Digimon card with Lucemon in its name without paying the memory cost instead. So this can be very good because you can technically cheat out Satan modes. You can cheat out Lucemon X antibodies with this. It's very nice. Otherwise, you can just play your chaos modes off at raw, which is pretty good. And the security effect, you just activate the main effect. So it's really nice. And it's level 5. It has to be specifically a purple level 5 Digimon, so you're only going to be able to play out your chaos modes from trash if you don't have the 10 or more cards in trash from this. Otherwise, then you can play out your other Lucemon cards. But you know, you get the idea. It's very, very good. It's a very cool card. Moving on from that, we run 2 copies of Gospel of the Fallen Angel. This card is actually really good. It's kind of insane. So main, your Digimon in the breeding area may Digivolve into a Lucemon from your trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. So oftentimes, you'll want to do this if your opponent got early chip on you, they knock a Lucemon out of security, something like that. Or maybe on follow-up turns after you've gone into like an EX6 Lucy or something like that, where you've milled some other, you put other Lucemon in the trash basically. You can use this card as the Evo, basically like move, I suppose. Sorry, I don't know if there's a right word for it, but you know, you can use this card for the Evo rather than just hard Evoing for the 5 that you're gonna pay anyways. And then just, you know, have this extra thing on board. And then the nice thing with this is that main delay by digivolving 1 of your Digimon with Lucemon in its name into a Digimon card with Lucemon in its name in your trash, or in the trash, with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. You can trash 1 of your opponent's option cards in the battle area. Option cards in the battle area. Oh, I can't talk. I'm talking too fast. Sorry. So, this is the first card that we've received, at least as far as I'm aware, that lets us actually get rid of other delay options that are sitting in the battle area, which is immense. It is huge. Being able to clear out boosts, clear out trainings, scrambles, all that stuff. It's very, very helpful. It's very, very nice. Even like some of the new like options that came out in BT 17 for all of the big guys like Omni, Paladin mode, all that stuff like that. Being able to clear those options is very helpful. And on top of that too, you can use this to just Evo into a Chaos mode for 3 from the trash. You can use it to Evo into a Lucemon X Antibody for free from the trash. It's very good. It's very, very nice. It's a great card. I would probably bump up more of it if I had more room. Who knows, maybe if I make those cuts to some of the other cards that I mentioned earlier, I might just put more of this in. It is a very nice card. It's very cool. And then security, you just place it in the battle area, so it can help you kind of make those plays at future turns if it gets knocked out of security. And then last but not least, rounding out our lineup here, we run 2 copies of the Biting Crush from EX5. You know, main, trash one card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. Keep in mind, you cannot delete level 7s with this. If this effect trash a card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait, place this card in the battle area. So you know, we have plenty of those in the deck between our X Antibodies, our Lucemon Chaos modes, and our Leviamons themselves. And then all turns when an effect plays opponent's Digimon, you can delay, play a Leviamon from your trash without paying the cost. So ideally, you want to trash Leviamon off this effect, but if you already have a Leviamon in trash, it's still very good. It's just good board clear, a good big snap. With ace cards being in the game all the time now, it oftentimes does not cost 8. It usually costs like 5, 4. You'll never have it cost 3 because you can't delete level 7s with it, but it's still very good. And then you can play Leviamon from your trash if they, you know, decide to try and spit some stuff out, like a lot of decks do right now. And then on top of that too, security just activates the main effect, so you get to just do the whole thing with it. But yeah, that's the deck list. That's everything that we have there. I love Lucemon. I have been waiting since I started playing this card game to use a deck like this, because I was never a big Setcon guy, but I liked the idea of like the Lucemon Setcon stuff that was happening in early days with it. Because I just really like Lucemon as a Digimon, and so I was always waiting for us to get a Lucemon deck, and finally we have one. Is in this weird sort of patchwork, less efficient 7 Great Demon Lords existence that it has. It's still super, super cool. It's very thematic. It's very fun, and it's just such a different play style where you basically are putting the choices in your opponent's hands for what they want to happen to their board state, right? Where if they want to take the damage or do they want to lose a body. So it's cool. And so, I mean, sometimes that can backfire, which is funny. You know, I think it's a very fun deck. It's a deck that interacts with the board a lot, which is what I like to do. So, yeah, that's going to be the list there. when it comes to sort of any matchups, good matchups, bad matchups, pretty much any matchup that doesn't like turn to OTK you consistently is pretty good. So things like Take, Red Hybrid, you know, a lot of the top contenders in the meta right now are very dangerous for this deck, especially because of how much memory you can give them. But if they're even just a little bit slow, you can really make them have a hard time. Because they will almost always generate a larger board advantage than you in terms of Tamers and Digimon and such. So your Leviamon can proc very consistently. You have plenty of good ace options to kind of mess with them. So lots of cool stuff that you can do there. And your protections aren't bad either. It's just DP reduction is, you know, kind of just gets around pretty much everything. You know, like Take minus is 16k. You have nothing that's going to be bigger than 16k at any point, so you're always going to lose a body when it does its thing. So you can still resolve your effect to like burn stuff. It just won't survive, which is still good. Like for example, like Lucemon anybody, like you can still resolve like the all turns effect to burn trash top cards of both player security, but then you'll still get popped after it resolves. But anyway, so that's really it for good matchups, bad matchups. And your good matchups are basically anything that doesn't do that, right? Anything that's just a little bit slower, that takes a little bit of time to set up, you give them a hard time. They can really struggle with dealing with your deck if they don't have really good recursion or means of playing out extra bodies or floating, especially once you get more Shotos on the board, because your security can be a nasty place for them to swing into if they don't have jamming or high DP thresholds. And even then, if they do, they can knock out a lot of options. They can knock out your Shotos, like I was mentioning before. It's very good. As for any other changes to the deck that I would make, it really just mostly be ratios. There's a couple other options that I would maybe like swap around in terms of ratios as well. But mostly the cards that I have selected are all the cards that I want to run in my build. There is builds that are more focused on like the Leviamon portion of it with Lucemon stuff, which is completely fair. It makes total sense. It's a very powerful card, obviously. So that's something to consider, but overall it's fun. It's just a cool deck. So that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this profile. Hope you guys had a good time. Let us know, you know, how you're liking all these deck profiles that we're doing. If you have any suggestions, any ideas for things to do, you know, we try and get you the lists from our videos, which you can usually find those in our Discord all the time. We have that's probably the most active part of our Discord is the deck discussion channel. We have so many. We had to make a forum thing for it in the Discord itself because of how many decks we had getting posted, how many lists we had getting posted, and now that's just constantly popping off, which is really cool to see. I love all of the community interaction that we get there. But yeah, so we'll do our best to kind of cook up some other lists and get those ready for you guys as time goes on, because I know, like I said earlier in the video, we're running out. But, you know, hopefully you guys had a good time with this. Hope you guys have a good holiday, and we will catch you on that flippy flip. All right? Bye-bye. Oh, wait, like and subscribe. Yes, that too. Okay, bye.